at Rockingham Speedway, North Carolina Motor Speedway, or just The Rock. Rockingham is among stock car racing's most historic racetracks. I am Emerson Arden, and I have my good friend and colleague Max Service alongside myself in the virtual booth this evening. We are excited to be bringing you live coverage of round number 12 from virtual Rockingham, North Carolina, here on the iRacing.com Motorsport Simulations platform. And Max, this track boasts a lot of characteristics that make it a fan and driver favorite alike. One that's been very kind to you here on the sim, and with that, can you tell us just what these drivers may be able to expect, especially as we near the playoffs?
Certainly an interesting event here tonight. We'll see what it brings. There's a lot of spots where a lap can go wrong around this place, especially off of turn 2. Very, very tight exit there. If you don't have that truck lined up right off the corner, you're gonna be in the wall. And from there, I think whoever keeps their truck clean tonight off a wall will end up in the top 5.
Absolutely, I think that's a good thing to think about as we get ready to do battle here tonight, Max, from The Rock. And with that, I mentioned we are nearing the playoffs. Max, this is the second to last race of the regular season, and drop weeks are going to be factored in after this race, heading into next week's regular season finale. So we'll go ahead and we'll take a look at then the point settings coming into tonight's race. And while, yes, you see those top 9 drivers, they have 4-digit point totals. It doesn't mean that they have that many points. That's just how many wins they have, the first digit, to kind of separate them. They're locked in pretty much. Jason Green and Trevor Williams with their 2 wins on the season. Wally Babb, Andrew Harris, Jacob Zala, Michael Madden, Michael Lepicki, Corey Stahl, and Dalton McKinney. They are all locked in, pretty much non-factors when we talk about the cut line battle, which starts here with Jeffrey Radke, then the driver holding that spot above the cut line. And you can think about it, Max, getting ready to do battle tonight. These drivers, a lot of them are thinking about what's going to happen. That cut line is 15th place Benjamin Park, the last driver in. Now, Ben, he does have the luxury of 17 points above the cut line, but in the event that maybe one of these drivers below the cut line, they have a breakout race, say Jose Castellanos, he's been having a lot of good runs recently, or say a Dylan Godinez, or someone's able to get it done today here at the Rock, that's going to shift the cut line between the Park brothers. 1 point only separates them.
Yeah, tonight's a race I look at as an opportunity for a lot of guys. You can make a lot of points tonight. Expecting a lot of trucks to have some issues tonight, just with the nature of Rockingham. It's very tight all the way around this place, but if you can get that truck up towards the front of this field, you should be all right to make some points here, and especially if you're around that cut line. Stage points are a huge deal tonight, and most importantly, finish pays the most points. That's where you want to be. You want to be at the front at the end of this thing.
Absolutely great points, Max, as always. We're now into qualifying. There is roughly about 3.5 minutes in qualifying, and many drivers have taken their time already so far. We can bring up the timing sheet, and we'll catch up with Alexa Derek Silva. There he is in the 5 truck, running his 2nd lap now. And Derek, one of the drivers who is below the cut line, could use a good run tonight. Put himself up 20th on the timing sheet. 24 drivers to set time. Looks like we have more coming out. Here's Ben Park, last season champion. This is the driver on the cut line, Max. How much pressure should somebody like a Ben Park put on himself to perform well tonight?
There's certainly some pressure, but I always find when you put pressure on yourself, sometimes it always doesn't go so well. So ideally, you come in here as lighthearted as you can and just kind of ride around all day. Just make sure the truck's clean if you're on that cut line, because there's probably will be some spots available at the end of this thing just to gain some points just by being here.
Well, just as we mentioned that, Max, he goes 3rd quickest. We'll catch up with our Las Vegas winner, Michael Lepicki. That number 22 machine looking to get himself some momentum as we head towards the playoffs. Zala completes lap number 1. He'll go 15th. Lepicki across the stripe. He'll go up to 7th quickest. A nice run for Michael Lepicki, as he'll try to, once again, head that 22 team towards the direction where they're going to compete for the Championship. Here's the 25 of Jacob Zala out of Bird Dog Racing. Into the stripe. Jacob Zala across the stripe, and he'll move up to 8th quickest. That 25 machine. Not a bad run then for the 25 machine, the Sonoma race winner then in Jacob Zala. And so 2 minutes left in qualifying. We have 28 of the 30 drivers in today take time. Only drivers not to take time, Daniel Park and Jeffrey Vickery. The thing to note there, Max, those 2 drivers, Park and Vickery, Dan Park that is, and Jeffrey Vickery, they are both around that cut line as well. So it's going to be intriguing to see if they decide to start from the rear of the field or if they're just waiting to the very last moment for maybe the track to cool off.
You know, you can certainly hope that this track will cool off a little bit just to give you that little extra advantage on your lap. However, I'm not opposed to starting in the back tonight. You know, you might give up a little bit of a pit stall further down pit road. Pit stalls at the far end of pit road here aren't exactly favorable. You don't really want those pit boxes, but if it means that your truck is in one piece, that's a win.
Certainly would agree with that, Max. It's been no doubt this series has had a fair share of chaos at these short tracks this season. The Rock is a very difficult one at that for many drivers. I think it's somewhere in the range of 22 to 25 degrees of banking in the corners as well. How do you anticipate this race going, knowing that the playoffs are on the horizon? It's 120 laps, which isn't that long around here. And we have a stage break at lap number 30.
Yeah, it's certainly a tricky track. There's lots of opportunity for mistakes, lots of opportunity for guys to pounce on mistakes, make up spots. But I expect a lot of aggressive racing tonight. These trucks get very, very tight, especially when you don't enter the corner with the ideal racing lines. So everybody's got to be extra careful just to not wash up, especially with some of these bumps there too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think these are all great points, Max. These drivers are going to be definitely dealing with a lot when it comes to tonight's race. And getting ready to do battle tonight is this Speed Racing Network Fiverr Truck Series field in the 5th season. It's time to head down through our starting lineup. And so the starting grid will be up on your screen as we speak. There it is. Matthew Greathouse then with the pole position, 1/10 clear of Trevor C. Williams. Ben Park starting 3rd, Sean Corcoran 4th, Michael Madden then 5th, Austin DeLong in 6th, Michael Lepicki, Jacob Zala 7th and 8th, Dylan Godinez and Andrew Harris then the top 10. Max?
Jose Castellanos starts 11th. Alongside him is Nicholas Lawrence, followed by James Jackson and Jeffrey Radke. In 15th is Troy Techmeyer, Bruce Amston alongside him, Sean Griffith 17th, and Brett Allen is 18th. Spencer Brown and Wally Babb round out your top 20.
To round out the 30 driver field tonight, how about its 21st position, Sean Kosher in the 97, Jason Tripp, who got some laps led last week at Talladega. Tripp trying to improve upon that 22nd position starting spot. Derek Da Silva starts 23rd, then Blair Holloman in 24th. Danny Dowd in 25th, Zachary Hines, newcomer to the series, in 26th. Walt Lepicki will start in 27th, Jason Kratky 28th. 2 drivers on the cut line electing to not set times in qualifying, Max. Jeffrey Vickery, Dan Park, we mentioned them. They're starting 29th and 30th, shotgun on the field. So that is the 30 driver grid getting ready to do battle here tonight from the Rock. I mean, this is a 1-mile track. We are going to get 1 pace lap around here. It's going to be a quick pace lap, and things are going to get off and rolling very quickly here. We just await the field to finish the gridding procedure. We are now ready to begin the pace lap here at Rockingham. It's Matthew Greathouse and Trevor C. Williams in the front row. And Max, just from what you've seen, maybe being in the session, in the practice session, seeing the qualifying times here. Now, I know obviously hot laps don't mean everything when it comes to these races, but maybe in a sense with tonight maybe being a bunch of short runs, if you had to pick someone, if I had to put you on the spot, what would you say?
That's a toughie. I think I have to go with one of our guys around the cut line, starting in that top 3, Ben Park.
I would have to agree with that. I think that's a great pick. Ben Park, last season's champion, has not shown the same speed this season. Of course, for Ben Park last season, it came very late. So I think that's a great pick there out of you. I'd say... Oh, man, I don't really know. I went with Dylan Godinez last week. I'm still going to ride the fact that I think Godinez needs a win to make it in, and he's up inside the top 10. He's got a great chance at it starting in that 10th position. I'll go with the 88 of Dylan Godinez. And so here we go. The field of 30 Speed Race Network Fiverr Truck Series vehicles will come off of turn number 4 as they approach the restart zone, and green flag is in the air. Racing commences from Rockingham. Ben Park already has the problem spinning the tires on the start. Already up down to 7th position, down to 8th, and in trouble is the 13 machine. A wild start then here at Rockingham, at Ben Park, the driver in trouble early. We've got a truck heading down the pit lane as well. That's Trevor C. Williams, and maybe a restart penalty here for Trevor Williams. Chaos already.
Yeah, there were a lot of things going on, especially in the mid-pack on that restart. We had one truck go around, didn't quite catch who it was, but I'm sure some penalty probably involved with a lane change or something there on the one.
There's James Jackson then, the driver who went around. Good eye there, Max. And the racing continues now. Sean Corcoran in that 43 machine is in second. A driver who has not won this season now puts himself in prime position here. Could Sean Corcoran be the one to break through and put a dent on the cut line and shift things around? He is there in that second position, and in the early going, he's got a shot.
Yeah, certainly you've got to be up front to win these things, and if you don't have one, you certainly want one.
Absolutely. He'll continue to pound around here. 3/10 back of race leader Matthew Greathouse. Of course, Greathouse up there in the standings as well. Austin DeLong in that 3rd position, also a driver that could use a win to get in. Michael Madden, our New Hampshire race winner, in 4th. And Jacob Zolla rounds out the top 5. Ben Park, after his restart troubles, fell back to 8th, gained back 1 spot up to 7th. And nearly in the wall was that 87 of Andrew Harris. Our Darlington race winner nearly pounded the wall down off of turn number 2. Ironically enough, at Darlington, he had a penalty where he had to start at the rear of the field and finish the race with a virtually clean truck. So I could expect Andrew Harris, even though he's a very aggressive driver in the series, one of the series' most aggressive drivers, putting together a clean race at Darlington after starting last to win it. Andrew Harris, there may be a little special sauce there with that 87 machine. Maybe he'll be able to find something here. So he's sizing up then to 25 of Jacob Zolla for this final spot inside the top 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't put Rockingham too far away from Darlington. I know they might be very different racetracks, but they handle very similarly, and you really have to be careful with tire wear at both of these racetracks.
Oh, look at this. Oh, a beautiful move from Andrew Harris to the high side, and 3 and 4 drops down low. And now can he keep it down there? Zolla able to keep the momentum up on the high side. Harris has to lift a little bit to the center corner, near contact off of turn number 2. Zolla, great defense, but Harris, a beautiful setup to try to get to the inside.
Yeah, beautiful attempt there from Andrew Harris. It just shows the difficulties of overtaking here at Rockingham. 1 and 2, very, very hard to get that truck to stick on the bottom, especially if you have a truck on your outside.
It's working lap 9 already here at Darlington. I'm sorry, at Rockingham. We were just talking about Darlington. Lap 10 now on the time machine. 9 laps complete. It's Matthew Greathouse, then the race leader. Still a 3/10 of a second advantage over Sean Corcoran and Austin DeLong. Michael Madden very sideways there off of turn number 2, way low up off the corner. And with the stage rate coming around at lap 30, Max, that's not that long in these trucks, especially here at Rockingham, but long enough to put a beating on the tires. How aggressive would you be, knowing that you do have the lap 30 caution on the horizon, and Harris is going at it again, trying to get around to 25?
You certainly have to balance it out a little bit as we see Andrew Harris move to the inside of the 25 of Jacob Zala. He'll take that position into turn 3, but I would like to push the truck pretty hard, just kind of figure out where the tires are going to stand at the end of these runs. Because the first run till the stage, it doesn't really matter if you tear the tires off the truck. You have a caution coming, and you know that as the driver. So you can kind of experiment, try some things, try some different lines, and see what really works for you around here.
So far, the pushing from Andrew Harris early has worked out great. He moves himself up inside the top 5. Andrew Harris, by the way, +5 from the initial start of the race. Next thing we got to mention is Danny Dow is 10 spots up from where he started. He's up in that 15th position, so still in the middle of the pack, but up 10 spots from where he started. That is a wicked start event from the 2 truck of Danny Dow, and he'll continue to try to trek his way forward, try to find himself in the position to maybe go for some stage points later on in the stage. Closest battle on track here is Dylan Godinez heading Troy Techmeyer for 12th.
This is the battle for 12th here as we see Techmeyer lose a little bit of time off of 2 to Godinez. Both of these trucks running a higher line than we've seen our leaders run in 3 and 4. Kind of interested to see how that's going to pan out for these trucks.
Dylan Godinez going very defensive across the middle of the front straightaway. Vader trying a new line, a new entry into turn 1. He's going to set himself very high in the entry of 1 and 2. And, well, I don't know if that's preferred, Max. I don't know if it's absolutely going to harm you here at Rockingham. Wow, I got to get the track sorted out at Rockingham, because so much banking here. If you can run that high side just right, maybe, just maybe, there's a little something to it. That momentum up off the corner might have something to it. But you do have, of course, to combat the facts that tire wear is going to be a huge deal. As Danny Dow is up to 14, now under attack from Bruce Amsden and Blair Holloman. Caution on the speedway. We have a crash down in turn number 3. Zachary Hines, newcomer to the series in that 4 machine. I think making his 3rd start on the season. In trouble here. Also was involved in the first caution last week as well. We'll go back and try to figure out what happened to Zachary Hines. So we're going to catch it a little late here, but it's the 52 of Spencer Brown sideways into the corner. Zachary Hines nowhere to go, and Hines is going to make contact with the 52 coming down the track. He'll go around. And Jeffrey Vickery, oh no, that's one of our cut line drivers. Massive front end damage here to the 77 machine. Hines will spin off the track, and Vickery, a lot of front end damage.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to see for one of our cut line drivers, and unfortunately that is something that comes with starting in the back. You do run a little bit of a risk with getting into an accident, as we just saw.
Try to go back a little further here to try to see more of this battle between Spencer Brown and Zachary Hines, and I'm not really sure what happened with the 52 machine.
It looks like he's taking a wider arc into the corner, and there is a little bit of a hump there into the corner that can knock a truck a little bit sideways going in, and that may have happened in the 52 truck.
We're going to get one more view of it here. Wow, I don't know if that was just not realizing there was a truck to the inside, or if he just turned the wheel too hard and it got sideways, but interesting first incident of the day here at Rockingham. Working our first caution of the evening. 19 laps complete. Working behind VIRacing.com safety vehicle. We're going to step aside real quick and hear a message from our commercial partner here at the Speed Racing Network. Butt Kicker has a message for you. Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Rockingham Speedway. Getting ready for racing here once again in round number 12 of 20 on the Speed Race Network Fiverr Truck Series season. The field in the hands of Matthew Greathouse as the field rounds the high banks here at Rockingham. Getting ready to do battle here. It's going to be a 9-lap shootout to the stage. And racing will commence once again here from Rockingham. It's 1 lap complete from the restart, Max, and it is all Matthew Greathouse out in front. Oh, we got a wreck! Austin DeLong's gonna go around. Oh boy! The caution comes out, and most of the field is gonna get away with little to no damage.
Yeah, that could have been so much worse, Emerson. 2 trucks went sideways in front of the field, and I don't think too many trucks got all that much damage from that incident. It certainly could have been way worse.
Absolutely. So we're going to catch it a little late there, but there's some contact there between Andrew Harris and Austin DeLong, and Austin DeLong is going to get spun sideways in front of the field. Harris and Sean Corcoran are going to pound the wall down on the high side. Michael Madden is going to take a good bite out of the driver's side door of the 89 machine and down to track Danny Dow. DeLong comes back up. Like many drivers will avoid much of the incident here, and Ben Park goes for a slide on the inside. Whether he was contacted or not will remain to be seen. Here's Ben Park behind the incident. And he just spins out under braking. But I guess that's one way to avoid getting really torn up in an accident. So Ben Park will keep his 13 machine rolling. We'll try to get a shot above the incident here as Austin DeLong, of course, the driver going around in this field, and we'll go back a little bit more with one more angle and see if Andrew Harris maybe just pushed the corner too much or something. But really, no one getting all that much damage in this accident, maybe other than Sean Corcoran and Austin DeLong and Michael Madden.
Yeah, fantastic job from these Fiverr truck drivers. Everybody in this field pretty much avoids this incident in a spot on the racetrack where it's hard to avoid an incident.
It was just really close quartered racing, man. Oh my goodness. Back to live action here from Varrock. Lap 26 of 120. The stage break on the horizon at lap number 30. Already 2 cautions for incident tonight. Matthew Greathouse, Andrew Harris, Michael Madden, Jacob Zala, Jeffrey Radke, Michael Lapicki, Austin DeLong, Nicholas Lawrence, Danny Dow, and Jose Castellanos. The top 10. Godinez, Holloman, Techmeyer, Amston, Babb, Kosher, Brown, Gwynn, Tripp, and Park. Top 20. They'll be trying to find their way into stage points. And VIRacing.com safety vehicle. We'll find safety down in the pit lane. Field in the hands of Matthew Greathouse, and racing will commence once again. We'll try it again here from Varrock. Well, 1 lap complete from the restart now. 3 laps left in the stage. Matthew Greathouse leads. Harris, Madden, Zala, and Radke then the top 5. A little bit of a calmer restart further behind. Rest of the field working their way into their respective battles. And here's a battle here. Nicholas Lawrence, this is on the cut line for stage points. Under attack from Blair Holloman around the outside. Holloman up into 10th.
Blair Holloman, after those all-important stage points, 1 point can make a huge difference here in these playoffs. You want as many as you can as he gets 1 more spot there.
He'll get by DeLong, and Holloman really roundhousing the high side here, trying to make something happen here on Danny Dow. Mike Lepicki up the road. 1 lap to go in stage number 1. Michael Madden heads it off of turn number 2. Andrew Harris is going to try as he might to close down that gap into turns 3 and 4 for the final time in stage number 1. It'll all be for not as Matthew Greathouse is going to win stage 1 here at The Rock. Andrew Harris, Michael Madden, Jacob Zala, Jeffrey Radke, Jose Castellanes, Danny Dow, Mike Lepicki, Blair Holloman, and I believe it was Austin DeLong that actually heads out Nicholas Lawrence for the final stage point. In here if DeLong passes Lawrence. Lawrence is going to be just scored ahead at the moment of yellow. Nonetheless, it's Matthew Greathouse with the stage victory. And Greathouse, of course, trying to lock himself in with a win here at The Rock. And if Matthew Greathouse actually just has a decent finish tonight, he'll lock in on points. Himself and Jeffrey Radke are set to lock in on points tonight. Stage points here will help.
Yes, certainly. I'm interested to see what the field does here. It looks like most of them are going to come to pit road, but they don't have a lot of laps on their tires. There might be an opportunity for somebody deep in this field to maybe take a gamble here. See if they can get some track position.
Pit lane about to be very busy. And we'll see Trevor Williams, who pitted on the most recent caution, and Ben Park, who spun out on the most recent caution. They will stay out. James Shax and Jeffrey Vickery. Drivers on that cut line. Park and Vickery out there. James Jackson as well. The race off of pit road. Andrew Harris is going to win the race off of pit lane. Snag the race, well, what would be the race lead away from Matthew Greathouse, but 4 drivers decided to stay out.
Yeah, and you kind of touched on it there, Emerson. Ben Park was involved in that last accident that we had on track, spun out, got some tires, stays out on this yellow, gains a ton of that track position back and then some. And Trevor Williams, our leader, served a black flag on lap 1 of this race, was a lap down, and now he's leading this thing.
You got to make your own opportunities. And see here. Are we on the 1 to green? Oh, we are.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get a moment. We'll try to talk to Matthew Greathouse then at another point. But Matthew Greathouse, our stage 1 winner, we will hear from him at some point tonight. Trevor Williams, though, is our race leader over Ben Park, Jeffrey Vickery, James Jackson, road 2. Andrew Harris, Matthew Greathouse, Michael Mann, Jacob Zala, Jeffrey Radke, and Danny Dow. Then the top 10. Trevor Williams is elected the high side for his restart from the 3rd stoppage and accident 2 for incident, 1 for stage. All 30 cars still running, all 30 cars still on the lead lap as the iRacing.com safety vehicle lends the field into the hands of Trevor Williams and racing once again from Rockingham. up on the apron. And looks like they're gonna save it. This one is gonna be Michael Madden, our New Hampshire race winner, in trouble.
Great save from Michael Madden there in the center corner. Really easy spot to get that truck
around
loose
behind
here at Rockingham. Everybody
Jason
keeps it
Tripp in
going.
trouble.
We'll stay
Yep.
green.
Up front, we got a battle here. This is Zala under attack from Jeffrey Vickery. Or sorry, I guess trying to be on the aggressive on Jeffrey Vickery. Vickery was up the road. 3 wide behind. Vickery plows the wall down. Truck's gonna go around. Jose Castellanos hard into the wall. Looks like everyone keeps it going straight, but Vickery and Castellanos in trouble. Oh my goodness. 3 wide behind. Everyone's all packing up. Everyone's trying to stay off of one another. Sideways is Nicholas Lawrence. He's going to pound the wall down. He's off the racing surface. He'll back up onto the track and he'll bring out the caution. Well, what a wild restart. That was action everywhere. And I guess it's time for us to try to dissect everything that just happened. We saw Nicholas Lawrence's spin pretty much live. Just take one more replay of it. Just rode a little higher up into the corner. He turns the truck off the banking, clips the apron. He's going to go around. Little to no contact from behind. He'll pound the wall down, and then to get back going, I guess he did have to back up, but because he backed up onto the racing surface at a slow speed, iRacing detected that as an on-track hazard and brought out the caution flag for that incident. And there was much more that happened here. Spencer Brown had an incident further back in the pack. We didn't even see live. Sideways again into turn number 3. He spins out, tries to save it, spins it back up the track. That doesn't draw a caution, though. Intriguing there. And I think we just have to go back from the restart here, Max. This was something else.
Yeah, there was a lot going on that restart. We had action in almost every corner as we went back to green there.
Absolutely. So we went green, and it was a great restart from Trevor C. Williams, a 2-time race winner on the season. And the first one was back here in turn number 3. It looks like Michael Madden had just gotten loose, and we'll see it here. Just enters the corner, cold tires, maybe turns a little too much. 15 goes around. He saves it. Very, very clean save from the 15 machine. And then it was Jeffrey Vickery and Jose Castellanos that got into some trouble later on. Maybe the next lap, but Vickery was in trouble. He was under attack from the likes of Harris and Matthew Greathouse, Zala, and Danny Dowden on the inside. Vickery is just dropping backwards. Here's kinds of checks up. Jose Castellanos is a great run on the inside, and Vickery pounds the wall down, makes net-coated contact, but well, more than likely was going to make contact with Jose Castellanos. They save it. Then they both, well, actually, Castellanos doesn't, but Vickery pounds the wall down in turn 3. Jason Tripp had a spin in the back. He was sideways and he went around. And of course, he had the incident with Nicholas Lawrence that brought out the caution, which is right here.
Yeah, and we're coming around, and they just took the green flag here. We'll cut back to that now.
Racing action as Trevor Williams rings the field down into turn number 1, side by side. Behind it's Ben Park and Matthew Greathouse. Oh, and the truck goes around. That's Andrew Harris. Around on the back straightaway. Massive damage to the 87 machine. Still get back going. Unfortunate there for Andrew Harris. Racing continues, though. The battle for second is still on.
Ben Park trying to hold on the inside. Can't quite do it on those older tires. Not older by much, but a few laps here at Rockingham mean the world on tires. As I expect this 13 truck to probably fall back a couple more spots just because of those tires until he can really get an opportunity to get a couple heat cycles on them and just kind of find his rhythm.
Intriguing here, Jose Castellanos, even though he was contacted from the right rear and he has a little bit of right front damage, Castellanos still fighting strong. One of those drivers that could use a great run today to get himself into the playoffs behind Danny Dow here in that battle for 7th. Now, being that this is a mile-long track, you are running still pretty high speeds around here, but it's not detrimental then to you if you have a little bit of front-end damage like Castellanos does. Battle here between James Jackson and Jacob Zala. James Jackson around the outside, and he'll get that spot on Jacob Zala. What a move from the 29.
Yeah, certainly a good move by the 29. I think the outside is where you're going to want to be tonight. If you're going to have to make a pass, you can carry that momentum, and it's, as I touched on earlier, really tough to hold that truck down on the inside line. As we see Jacob Zala's got another run at the 29 truck as he closes in down the front stretch.
Zala's got wide. He sends it down to the inside. Jackson now powers up the banking. It'll be side by side into turn number 3. Zala will send it. Oh, near contact there between Radke and Dow. Everyone finds a place in line for the most part. Zala back to 4th.
We've got 5 trucks under a blanket here looking for 4th position as Jacob Zala pulls away a little bit, and we saw the 29 just barely touch the wall off of turn 2. He should be okay.
Should be. He's now in this battle with Castellanos. Danny Dow. Dow gets up to 6th. Castellanos trying to take 7th from James Jackson. And how quickly James Jackson was on the rise. He is now down the running order a little bit. Hang on there as invite a spot in line in front of Castellanos. Castellanos trying to find a way around. Out for James Jackson. He does have 8 lap older tires. So that is paying, or that's proving the tire difference here. And sideways is James Jackson up in front of Castellanos.
Yeah, you can almost visually see the difference in the tire age through the center of the corner. The 17 is so much better. He can rotate the corners way better than the 29 can, as the 29 is going to let him have it into turn 1 here, as Jose Castellanos will take 7th position away.
Castellanos up to 7th, and the battle for the lead is on. Trevor Williams and Matthew Greathouse doing battle here at the Rock. Off of turn number 4, Greathouse with the advantage across the stripe and near dead heat into turn 1. Trevor Williams is going to try to power up the banking, try to get that run on the high side. Greathouse, the tire grip, is going to be able to stick it and clears to the race lead as the 51.
And we'll see Trevor Williams just kind of tuck in line here with those older tires. He's not going to be able to really put up as much of a fight as I think he'd like to, but he'll settle in here. He's got a lot of space until 3rd place gets to him, and he'll be able to just kind of regroup here.
Here's that Ford truck of Zachary Hines, brought up the first caution of the evening, Max, and he finds himself right in the thick of the midfield here in 13th.
Yeah, very opportunistic with his moments, been picking his way forward just slowly with all the cautions that we've had so far as we get a little bit of a green flag run, able to show off your pace a little bit more.
Absolutely. Here we got teammates going at it, and Park scrapes the wall trying to get around teammate Michael Lepicki. Lepicki is locked into the playoffs via his win at Las Vegas, and Dan Park is right above that cut line. His 18 points that are good coming into today's race and looking to try to maximize his potential there. Was not able to pick up stage points in stage 1, and Dan Park back here in the thick of the midfield, nearly contacted from the rear end there by James Kratke. And they'll continue on. Battling up front here. Here is Jeffrey Radke on Jacob Zola. They've caught the 13 of Ben Park as well. Castellanos and Dow going at it behind them. Zola's going to use the hill to his advantage, the banking, and they'll help defend the spot he holds over Radke, Dow, and Castellanos. It's now a 5-car train here for that 3rd position.
Radke a little bit wide off of turn 4. Danny Dow is going to have a little look to the inside of him. See if he can stick it down on the inside of the racetrack, as everybody going way up the track in 1 and 2, as Jacob Zola is now looking to the inside of Ben Park.
He's got to run to the inside. Radke's going to push a 13 into the corner, though. We might be going 3 wide here. Radke's trying to go around the outside. He's got to the outside of Zola, trying to get to Ben Park. Here goes Radke to the inside of the 13. Is he going to be able to make it stick?
You see Radke wash up in the center. You really have to do that. As they make contact down the back straightaway, he hangs on to it and still on the inside of the 13 track.
It'll be a shallow entry for Radke, but he's able to keep it down there on the inside. The battle continues. All is well in this battle. Fenders on these race trucks, let them race.
As Radke still stays on the inside of Ben Park, he's going to draw almost even off the corner, almost contact again, and they make contact.
Oh no! Pounding the wall down is Jeffrey Radke. Contact. Oh, Jose Castellanos! Huge impact to the outside wall.
And that's going to be a caution.
Caution is going to come out. James Jackson in trouble as well. And that car is done. Jose Castellanos is absolutely destroyed. Oh my goodness. The racing was great just at the halfway point here at Rockingham, and it was going so well for so long and it went so bad so quickly. We'll get the replay here. Well, we're going to catch actually a little late with this incident, but we'll see really the big impact here for Jose Castellanos. Ben Park was coming down to track. Castellanos took a shallow line into the corner. He rode up a bit. They came together after Park was already coming down to track, and massive impact there for Jose Castellanos. So unfortunate for somebody who was below the cut line, who's had a lot of pace in the last 3 or 4 weeks, trying to get himself into the playoffs. This is going to be a major setback in his attempt to point his way in.
Yes, certainly, and it's all almost going to depend on next week for him to get in or not, and that just sucks as a driver, especially when it's not fault, even close to it.
Absolutely not. He was all by himself. Well, not by himself, but he was an innocent bystander watching all this going on. And Park hits the wall, comes off the wall a little too much. They'll come together, just a little door contact, but Radke was ahead enough that he gets hooked to the outside wall. Still not all that much. Radke, he'll take a big hit there as he comes across the guard railing there, the entry into the track. And it's really here when Ben Park comes down the track and makes heavy contact with Jose Castellanos. And Castellanos will be our first DNF out of this race. Just right hooked into the outside wall. My goodness. One more look at the 17 machine. Absolutely getting walloped here in turn number 3. Wow. Back to live action here at Varrock. We're doubled up and getting ready to go to Quickie Yellows. Working overtime here for our 5th stoppage in action. The iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane. The field in the hands of Jeffrey Vickery, and racing commences once again from Varrock. Zachary Hines, will we stay green? Everyone keeping their trucks all in one piece. Oh, we got a truck around. That's Austin DeLong. Oh, and that's Andrew Harrison to the wall. Walt Lepicki in trouble. Spencer Brown goes around.
Another truck in a spot on the racetrack that's really hard to avoid, and most of the field did a very good job avoiding the spun truck of Austin DeLong.
These cautions are just going to continue to breed cautions. That's what Jeffrey Vickery was aiming for there, I'd imagine. We'll catch up here. Sideways. Already, Austin DeLong was sideways into the corner. He's going to loop it now in front of Michael Madden. Nowhere to go. Madden sends the 89 completely around now. After the 89 was already in trouble, for what it's worth. Trucks in the wall behind. Kratke and Techmeyer in the wall behind. Andrew Harris spinning to the apron behind. And it's be Bruce Amston making rear end contact there with the 89. Look at the 23 there of Sean Griffith. Harris is going to take a pounding to the left rear tire on the pit attenuator. Mr. Brown's going to spin out, and again, this incident probably could have been a lot worse. Let's see just how everything went down. Go back a little ways here now. I mean, off of turn number 4. Zachary Hines was the first truck that hit the wall. The 4 machine. Just tagged the wall. Little contact with Michael Madden. And Austin DeLong, he just got sideways all by himself. I'd imagine that was a result of cold tires, but Dirk De Silva, Jason Tripp also in trouble as well.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of trucks get loose into the corner. That's been the cause of most of our cautions tonight. Wondering, like you said, is it an issue of cold tires, or do these trucks just not handle very good into the corners?
Seems like it. And now we have a chance with the safety vehicle going another lap to finally interview our stage 1 winner. It's been a little bit, but Matthew Greathouse, congratulations on the stage 1 victory. That was now a little ways ago, but a little bit of it was a very clean first stage, and once that stage break happened, it's kind of been the opposite. It's been very chaotic on these restarts. You got a little bit of a green flag run, but what say you so far in the race, Matt?
Man, the truck feels good up front here, staying out of the mess. So it's typical, though. We'll have a good run until these stage breaks, and then all hell breaks loose. So just trying to stay ahead of it and conserve tires here. Tires are everything, and just trying to stay smooth, man.
So here now, you pitted at the halfway point at lap 60. Depending on how the race goes, do you think you could take, if we were to go green, say from now, could you go the distance on these tires and be A-okay, or do you need maybe a couple more short runs?
I mean, I think we'll be okay on tires. Just fuel might be a few laps short here, so I've been saving here and just gotta mind my P's and Q's and hit these restarts, because there's going to be, unfortunately, I think there's going to be a lot of them. So.
All right, Matt, of course, I know you're searching for your first win on the season, but a decent run tonight will lock you in via points. So a lot going great for you tonight so far, Matt, with the stage win, helping you out a little bit as well. Congratulations then on that stage 1 victory. Nearly 40 laps to go now, and best luck to you the rest of the way.
All right. Thanks, guys.
And that was driver of the number 51, our stage 1 winner, Matthew Greathouse. Finally gets an opportunity to speak his mind a little bit on what's been going on tonight. And so we'll be trying this again with 52 laps left in this race. Matthew Greathouse then the race leader over Trevor Williams, Jacob Zala, Dylan Godinez, Danny Dowd, Ben Park, Wally Babb, Michael Madden, Zach Hines, and Blair Holloman as the iRacing.com safety vehicle gives the field to the hands of Matthew Greathouse, and racing commences once again from Varrock. Caution is out on the speedway, and Spencer Brown is going to be involved in this one. See what happened then to the 52 machine of Spencer Brown. There's a spit up ahead as Andrew Harris. I'm sorry, this was the last caution. Let's go to this caution. Spencer Brown in trouble. Looks like a little loose off of turn number 2. Comes up across the track in front of 54. Jason Kratke. Found the rear end off of it as well for good measure. We'll see it here up off the corner. Brown, he'll pound the wall down at first, then try to save it, overcorrect, back up the track into Kratke. And in trouble there was the 52.
Yeah, unfortunate sequence of events there for the 52 truck, as we've seen him in trouble a couple times tonight. Just not the night I'm sure he wants to have tonight. Unfortunate for Jason Kratke there, although that truck doesn't look to be damaged too bad.
See if we can see anything from Kratke's truck. That truck looks okay and should be okay to continue here at Varrock. And speaking of the Rock, we're going to take a step aside and hear a quick message from our commercial partner here at Speed Racing Network. Butt Kicker has a message for you. Don't go anywhere. Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Rockingham Speedway. Racing action set to continue here from Varrock in just a few moments. The field now in the hands of Matthew Greathouse and Jacob Zala, as the field comes off of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Racing recommences from Varrock. It's Great House with the race lead. Van over Trevor C. Williams, Jacob Zala, Dylan Godinez, and Ben Park's gonna go round. This time up into the field. He'll collect the 99. Oh, heavy contact there with the 77 of victory. This is a big one.
And Ben Park, one of his drivers around that cut line, did not need a bad day today. This is not something he wanted to have happen to him.
Absolutely not. You're right on that one, Max, and we'll see this one. Looks like maybe it was contact from the rear, maybe he just got sideways on his own. We'll go back a little bit and figure out what just happened then, but for sure, sideways, and then contacted by the 2 truck of Danny Dow. And once again, by Michael Madden. Collects the 99 of Wally Babb, the 4 of Zach Hines. Trucks then go down to try to avoid him. The 7 of Dan Park is going to clip the 87 of Andrew Harris. Big impact there for Vickery. Come down the track. Looks like the many truck, just so many trucks involved. Sean Corcoran there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of trucks missing the earlier accidents. Not exactly the case there. That one is going to cause some big damage to a lot of trucks in this field.
Yeah, one of our first real massive impacts, with the exception of Jose Castellanos' unfortunate early retirement from the race. This one is going to take a few out.
Yeah, unfortunate for those trucks involved, especially those guys who need their points tonight. As we approach on this cutoff for the playoffs, those are oh so important, and you do not need to be throwing them away at this point in the season.
Let's see what happened with the initial start of this wreck. This is into the corner. Ben is already a little tight. Entering the corner, makes contact with Godinez, and then is sideways after that, and then Danny Dow just kind of finishes him off, and nowhere to go for so many of these trucks. Ben Park, last season's champion, in trouble now, even making it into the postseason.
Yeah, we just saw him get a little bit tight and wash up into the corner. Something that happens all the time here at Rockingham. That turn 1 entry can catch you off guard so easily, and that truck just wants to go straight.
Here's Ben Park on the pit lane and trying to see if they're salvaging this 13 machine. He's got to keep it on the lead lap and hope for more of those incidents to happen where he doesn't get involved.
You know, I think he could be so much worse on that truck. Most of the damage looks like it's along the left side of that truck. Not a whole lot on the front end. Just a little bit here and there. He can probably survive and salvage an okay day out of this truck here as we're closing in on 40 laps to go.
Potentially, but in that replay, it did look like he really did take a good front-end shot from Vickery. I guess we'll just have to wait till that truck gets up to speed to see if that truck has a chance.
He is rolling off pit road already on the racetrack. There is a little bit of damage on the right front of that truck. It looks like the pit crew got the left front pulled out from where it was.
There he is again. Last season's champion, Ben Park. Won it with Tank Race. He made the switch in the offseason to Bird Dog Racing. And now, coming into today's race on the cut line, is in trouble now of potentially even making the postseason. He's going to have an uphill battle, that is for sure. What is also for sure is the restart is approaching with 42 laps to go here from The Rock. Yeah, Racing.com, safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane. Racing commences 41 then from Rockingham. To go from Barack. Walt Lipicki has had an incident. And now the caution's going to come out. Oh gosh, Walt. Oh no, the leader, Matthew Greathouse! It's the truck stopped on the high side and Walt's gonna drive back into traffic. Oh my goodness. And then there's a wreck behind. Jason Tripp. Looks like maybe just driver stopping, but... Oh my goodness.
That is an unfortunate one for our race leader. Matthew Greathouse has been dominating all day long. And it looks like it's probably going to come to an end there, or at least the dominant truck it was.
Oh, the 89 of Austin Long spins in front of Walt Lipicki, and Walt actually does a great job of missing the 89, but after trying to miss the inside wall, he gets up onto the banking, then he tries to get back going, and he slides it. And he's trying to get back going, but Walt's just kind of stuck up there. He doesn't really get how he's going to get off the banking here. Now the caution comes out. He gets back going and slides back up the track. And the leader's just up there, just nowhere to go. And then there was a spin behind. There was somebody else that spun out behind, and many trucks approaching the pacing field. I think that was the 7 of Dan Park that spun out. The dam's just slowing down, and then, oh, he makes contact with the 27 there. No damage to the 7 truck, I'd imagine, but unfortunate there for Dan to go around. And this one is going to be hard to watch if you are Matthew Greathouse, the leader of this race. The caution is out now. Oh my goodness.
Just nowhere to go for the 51. He's already committed to the outside by that point.
Absolutely. You know, the only thing you could argue is that the caution had already been out for about 10 seconds, but at that point it doesn't really matter. Walt was trying to get back going and spun back out across traffic. And that's unfortunate. That one's going to be hard. Matthew Greathouse, I'm sure, is going to try to continue on. But with that, Jacob Zala is going to assume the race lead. Trevor Williams, Dylan Godinez, Michael Madden, Danny Dow, Brent Gwynn, Blair Holloman, Michael Lipicki, Wally Babb, and Jeffrey Vickery. As the field doubles up here, getting ready to do battle once again from The Rock. Don't forget that you can join the Speed Race Network Premium Membership Program right on our YouTube channel. If you scroll down on this page, looking at the stream, of course, you hit that subscribe button. First of all, if it's red, go ahead and click it and make it gray. Make it say subscribed on that pass. That's help us reach our subscription goal here at Speed Race Network. But while you're there, you can check out the perks of being a Speed Race Network Premium member. For $4.99 a month, you can get access to loyalty badges, custom emojis, exclusive wallpapers and photos, early access to new content, member shoutouts, members only live chat, and priority reply to comments. Once again, you can join. You can click that to join. You can hit that join button next to the subscribe button on our YouTube page. $4.99 a month. You can become a Speed Racing Network premium member today. So VIRacing.com, safety vehicle. Find it, safety down in the pit lane, the field, then in the hands of Jacob Zala. And racing will restart here from Varrock. Three wide, we're gonna have a truck go around. Many trucks are gonna go around here on the back straightaway. Like that's 28 of Bruce Amsden, and more trucks going around in turn 3. Jason Tripp in trouble, and Bruce Amsden was the one I saw around predominantly. It looks like it was also maybe Jason Kratke. One of those trucks involved. I go back and try to find out what happened. We got this caution. It was Kratke sideways. Back straight away and hooked in the right rear there. There's a 28 of Bruce Amsden. 91 of Jason Tripp hits the 28 truck and then is hit from behind as well. Jason Tripp, massive damage to that 91 machine. We'll see here what happened. First to Jason Kratke, then the incident between Bruce Amsden and somebody else. Look at the 97 Derek Koger. Off the corner, Kratke just slight contact there with the 32 of Techmeyer. Koger gets into Amsden and then Tripp hits. Amsden is then hit again by DeLong. No, that's Ben Park. And Jason Tripp is going to eat the most of that incident, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunate for Jason Tripp there. We've seen him involved in a couple incidents, just been around. It kind of just comes with being at the back there. Things happen, people don't check up, and you just get involved in some accidents, unfortunately. Very tough break there for everybody involved.
Absolutely. You take a look at it here. Jose Castellanos is the only driver out of the race. And that one makes sense. He lost the engine in his high-speed impact into the outside wall. Matthew Greathouse is attempting to repair that 51 machine, and he will stay on the lead lap. Jeffrey Radke, the driver here, he is in the range of 6 laps down to the field. It'll be 7. And Walt Lipicki is 1 lap down. Sean Griffith hits the pit lane in that 23 machine. Not terribly damaged. We see more damaged trucks out here. But some damage repairs going on to that 23 machine. Just checking up on the rear end of the field. Tripp looks like he doesn't take multiple trips down to pit lane. He'll try one trip at some fresh tires and try to repair that damage, and he'll call it there for the 91 machine. He'll rejoin the racing action and hope for some more things to fall his way. Out in front, Jacob Zala, the race leader, elects the outside lane. Trevor Williams in second, follows the inside, following suit. Michael Madden, Dylan Godinez, row 2. Danny Dow, Brett Gwynn, Blair Holloman, Michael Lipicki, Wally Babb, and Jeffrey Vickery then the top 10. The restart coming with 30 laps to go here from Varrock.
Yeah, interested to see what goes on here at the front. Jacob Zala has been kind of lurking around the front all day, but this is going to be his real first opportunity to get out front and get a gap, hopefully, and just lead some laps here and see if Trevor Williams has anything for him in second.
Absolutely, that is what we're going to be waiting to see here as the field of Speed Racing Network Fiverr Truck Series vehicles rounds the high banks here at the Rockingham Speedway, the Rock, and VIRacing.com. Safety vehicle find its safety in the pit lane. Racing commences from Rockingham. Off the corner, caution on the speedway. This one is going to be Bruce Amsden and Walt Lepicki in trouble. And it looks like Bruce Amsden is going to be contacted from the rear to start this one off. Doing a Matthew Greathouse. Tripp's going to get around or make contact with the 28 there in the left rear, and Walt just tries to avoid the incident. Looks like they all keep going. Really, I don't believe iRacing should have thrown the caution, but something happened enough there for iRacing to detect the hazard on the track in this incident. Right there, 28 just sideways across the track, but they keep going for the most part.
Yeah, that's a very quick caution thrown by the iRacing simulation there, and I think it has to do with the 28 truck being perpendicular to the track.
Sure.
Just long enough to bring the caution out. Probably shouldn't have been one. I agree with that, and everybody kept it rolling, and not too much damage to all these trucks involved.
That is for sure. What's also for sure is Jacob Zala continues to lead in search of his second race victory on the season. One at Sonoma, and well, it hasn't been his kind of season after that win. Some rough luck. I know Iowa was a track he looked forward to most on the schedule, and he didn't even make it to the completion of lap number 6 there. And so Zala now out in front at Rockingham, trying to undo some of the bad luck he's come across this season. He got a nice little podium last week as well, but second place finish. So trying to maybe find some momentum in his favor as they gear up towards the playoffs. As the field crosses the stripe this time, the lights stay on the safety vehicle. We have a message from Butt Kicker coming your way. Don't go anywhere. Welcome, race fans, back to the Rockingham Speedway. Getting ready to do battle once again here from the Rock. 25 laps to go on the restart. Jacob Zala and Trevor C. Williams the field. as they round off of turn number 4. VIRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety down to the pit lane, and racing action continues from Varrock. Zala leads that lap now, 24 to go here from Rockingham, and the battles are all over the top 10 and most of the rest of the field. Drivers just trying to find their way to the checkers at this point. All packed up here. Michael Lepicki trying to fend off here from the 99 of Wally Bad, the 27 of Brent Gwynn. And Bad trying to size up now to 27 in 6th. To 22 in 6th. Turn 3 and 4. Gwynn under attack from Holloman, and we saw earlier Holloman use that high side to his advantage to work himself into some stage points and get himself a nice little point payday at the end of stage number 1. Trying to do that again now with more on the line here, some more points on the line than just 10.
Yeah, certainly a line you can roll up there and make a lot of time, especially on these exits this corner. You're just going to be a little careful on these entries, just not to get that quarter panel up into the wall. You can really do some damage.
Oh no! Jason Tripp in trouble at pit entry. See really quick if you can see what happened to Jason Tripp. He was trying to get down the pit road, and well, he wasn't trying to get down the pit road. He just spun off the corner, pounded the inside wall, and that'll do it for Jason Tripp. That engine is gone. Off the racing surface, we stay green. Back to live action. Zala leads 3/10 of his caution on the speedway. Austin DeLong in trouble. We'll see here what happened. Matthew Greathouse pounds the wall down. Oh my goodness. Austin DeLong, massive. Oh my goodness. Massive impacts for many of these drivers in this incident.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Bruce Amsden that piles into that one. Just nowhere to go.
Big hit there as it was. Oh my goodness. And just nowhere to go. We're right on board with Bruce Amsden. You'll see he just has no shot at avoiding this. Oh my goodness.
And that truck is killed, and he'll take the tow back to pit road, and that'll be the end of his day as he has left the session.
I'm sure a lot of drivers are wanting to do the same, but with the thought of points still having to be awarded in 18 or so laps, many drivers are still sticking it out. Jose Castellanos, Jeffrey Radke, Jason Tripp, Bruce Amsden, the 4 drivers that are out. Well, 3 are out, and Tripp is in the pit, but I don't think he's getting that engine repaired before this race is over. So 27th on back in trouble, and more than likely not continuing in tonight's race. And we have a line of drivers in the pit lane: Matthew Greathouse, Austin DeLong, Andrew Harris, Sean Griffith, Brett Gwynn, Walter Lepicki, Derek Da Silva, and Sean Griffith in the pit lane. 19 drivers still out on the track. Jacob Zala leads, Trevor C. Williams, Danny Dow, Dylan Godinez, Michael Lepicki, Michael Madden, Flip Madden and Lepicki, Madden 5th, Lepicki 6th, and Michael Lepicki. I thought, oh, he is. Did he pit? No, he's just having connection issues. Michael Lepicki is in 6th. Just a slight blink out there in the session. I thought he had pitted from 6th. I'm like, at this point of the race, I don't really see why you pit, but Madden 5th and Lipicki 6th, Wally Babbs 7th, Blair Holloman 8th, Jeffrey Vickery 9th, Nicholas Lawrence, the top 10. Working our 12th caution of the evening, 17 laps to go. We've had a plethora of leaders and lead changes and wrecks and drivers in trouble and playoff controversy. But here we are with two drivers who have wins on the season out in front. Jake Azala with 1, Trevor C. Williams with 2. Then behind, it's Danny Dow and Dylan Godinez, 2 winless drivers, looking for their first wins on the season. Danny Dow had a second place finish a couple weeks ago. Where he really mustered up some pace there at the end and it almost had a chance. He's gonna have to try to muster up a little bit more here. Dylan Godinez, one of our own, he's joined me in the booth a couple times this season. He's steadily been improving his pace over the course of the season and improving his iRating. He's nearly at 2K. I remember when I first initially talked to Dylan Godinez, he was down below 1500. So Godinez has been improving his craft, and with that, the results have come. And now, more than likely, need a win to make it into the playoffs just because of the slow start. He's up here in 4th.
Yeah, certainly a really good opportunity for him to try and steal one, maybe sneak into those playoffs. There's a lot of opportunities available if something happens between these front two.
So here we go. The field is all packed up, getting ready to go. Looks like it is still 26 trucks on the lead lap, and with 15 laps to go, racing once again from Rockingham. Oh no, Danny Dow spins the tires. Off the corner, everyone's in one piece. Zala has a quarter-second lead over Trevor Williams, and Dylan Godinez clears up into 3rd. Danny Dow spins the tires, but he hangs on to 4th. It's Madden, Lipicki, and Babb going at it for 5th.
Yeah, great recovery from Danny Dow after spinning the tires. Was able to get up in front of that outside lane, lock off their momentum, and really prevent himself from losing more spots, and we got a wreck in the back.
Caution on the speedway. Austin DeLong and another one, and this one. It's been many a caution for the 89 truck. This one is probably going to be the one that takes him out tonight.
Yeah, that right front looks like day done there, especially with how few laps we have remaining in this thing.
Oh my goodness. It's Derek Da Silva who gets loose in front of him and overcorrects right in front of Austin DeLong. Goodness gracious. Try to see here what happened. And that's all it was, just loose on cold tires and an overcorrection. Big time impact for the both of them.
Yeah, Da Silva looks like he'll probably be able to continue with that damage, but that is most likely day done for the 89 truck. Very unfortunate. Nothing he really could have done. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, this one not his fault. In the last couple, not really his fault, but DeLong has been involved in many yellows tonight. And unfortunately, his road is going to come to an end here. Massive impacts there for the both of them. Yeah, this one, that one's going to be hard to fix.
Yeah, you can add him to the list of drivers who've been in lots of accidents today, and none of them being their fault, really.
That's for sure. What we have now, though, is an intriguing situation on our hands. It's Jacob Zala and Trevor Williams, Dylan Godinez, and Dow. Well, actually, the top 8 stayed the same. It's Nicholas Lawrence in 9th and Troy Techmeyer now in 10th. That's changed inside the top 10. Even with the chaos on the restart, Danny Dow actually did a great job, as you mentioned, Max, to salvage what he could.
Yeah, and not mention, we missed it on the broadcast, but on the last restart, Trevor Lawrence made a fantastic move to get up to where he was into turn 1 on that restart, and he sits in the 9th position because of it now. But as this race continues, the way it is, Jacob Zala's sitting so pretty out front of this thing if they keep wrecking. Nobody can catch him. He gets these beautiful jumps on every single restart. You know, you need a couple laps here to pass somebody, and they're not getting that many laps in these runs. If this thing continues, I don't think anybody's going to have anything for him.
It'll be intriguing to see here. The restart coming with 10 laps to go. Trevor Williams early on showed he was going to be the force to be reckoned with in the series. Came into the series as a part-timer. Of course, was a mainstay last season. This season, part-time with a little bit of a partnership with Phoenix Virtual Racing. Got himself 2 wins in the restart. Now with Zala powering out in front of the field. Nearly 3/10 clear as head down to turn 1. And caution on the speedway.
In the back.
Sean Kozier in trouble for our 14th stoppage in action tonight. 13 for incident, 1 for stage. And here's how it happened. So the contact there, Sean Corcoran was outside. Not sure if the spotter didn't do its job there, or there's maybe a disregard for a spotter call, or just a lot of chaos on the restart. But Kozier was going to go in there 3 wide, and well, he actually didn't even turn. Take one more look above.
Very tricky spot to go 3 wide into turn 1. Not a spot you really want to do it here around Rockingham. As you see the 97 come up just a little bit into the 43 as they enter the corner.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe Corcoran maybe could have given a little more room. I don't know if Corcoran knew they were going to be 3 wide into the corner. But yeah, Kozier was going straight into that turn, man. That one was going to be an intriguing play, even if they didn't come together there. Now the caution, the 14th caution on the day, and Max, I think you're right, man. The restart Zala gets, and now with 8 laps to go, the restart probably coming with 6 at best, maybe 5. It's going to be a tall task for anyone to find a way past this 25 machine.
Yeah, especially where this 25 truck is a clean truck, no damage on it, and he's been up front all day. That truck is fast. It's going to be really hard to pass him, even with 5 laps to go, I think. I think it's going to have to come from either Trevor Williams or the second row here. I don't think anybody else really has time to get there.
I think you're right there, Max, and going to cross the stripe. If they double up here, they do not, which means the restart will then come out of best with 5 to go. So Zala is sitting pretty, as you have alluded, Max. We are working lap 113 of 120 tonight, should we need it, as it seems like the trend is heading towards it. We have 3 attempts at overtime tonight. Should we get into those procedures, overtime works as a 2-lap extension to the race at minimum, 2 laps past the scheduled distance, to where the field would attempt to make 2 clean laps around the track. The first lap, the green flag will drop, it'll come around, take the white, and then would be the checkered, as the old name, the green-white checkered version of overtime here in motorsport. Gotta make it to the white flag first without the interruption of a yellow flag. If there is a caution that drops, or a caution comes out, then we will re-rack them, re-stack them, and do it again. We have up to 3 attempts here in the Speed Race Network Fiverr Truck Series, and now coming with 6 laps to go. The restart with 5. We are nearing that territory. 14 stoppages in action tonight. Again, 13 for incident, 1 for the stage break on lap number 30. And we find ourselves here with Jacob Zala, Trevor Williams, Dylan Godinez, Danny Dow, Michael Lepicki, Michael Madden, Wally Babb, Blair Holloman, Troy Techmeyer, and Dan Park, the top 10.
Yeah, and we see Jacob Zala stick with that outside lane again. I believe he's picked it the last 3 restarts he's been out front here, or at least every single one. Gets that beautiful jump. And I always find it really tough to restart on the bottom when the leader picks the outside, so he might keep it going here.
It seems like it. A restart with 5 laps to go. VIRacing.com safety vehicle find its safety down in the pit lane. The field in the hands of Jacob Zala, and racing commences once again from Varrock. A lunge from Danny Dow to get by Dylan Godinez. Dow will clear up in the 3rd, and here comes Trevor Williams. If he's going to get around Jacob Zala, he's got to start setting it up now. Sideways up off the corner, many a trucks. Everyone keeps it going straight. Trevor Williams 0.2 of a second back, trying to close that gap onto 25.
Trevor Williams doing anything he can, almost in the wall off of turn 4. He'll send it back into turn 1, trying the bottom almost to the quarter panel of that truck, as we've got a truck sideways in the back of the field. They stay green for now. Caution's out.
The caution is going to come out, and we will get overtime, as just when Trevor Williams had a chance. And now our 15th stoppage in action tonight. This one will find Jason Kratke and Sean Kozier in trouble here. Massive impact, actually, or big incident here in the turn number 1. In a range of 5 to 6 trucks involved, but the caution will come out right when we had a battle brewing for the race lead. Was going to be a good one for sure. Kind of cut a little short there, but 3 wide. Greathouse up on the apron, and Park up on the high side, squeezing Lawrence up into James Jackson. Everyone kind of piles up there. The 43 Corcoran, Kratke goes around, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately, cautions breed cautions here, and just everybody going for everything on this racetrack that's just not wide enough.
Does not seem like it. I think we've approached, if we haven't already, our season record for yellows. I believe it was 14 at Iowa, if I'm not mistaken, and we're now at 15. Looks like Lawrence is going to get away relatively well. It's Sean Corcoran with the most damage. Kratke, the one that goes around and iRacing detects as the reason for the yellow. And we are now on what would be the scheduled final lap of the race. So we're now into overtime. This will be an overtime restart.
And the admin box has made an interesting call on this one. We're going to go to single file restarts here for overtime.
I don't know if we should change it this late into the race. I feel like if we've gone to the scheduled distance with double file restarts, at this point, you probably have to let them race. If this was going to be a call made, this probably had to be made about 6-7 cautions ago. But we'll see it here with our 15th caution on tonight. If you're Trevor Williams, does that help or hurt you now, though?
I think it has to hurt you. It puts you further back of this 25 truck, and he's still got his advantage going to the restart zone. I think he'll be a little closer, maybe coming out of 2, but I still don't think he's got the time in 2 laps.
It'll be intriguing for sure. Of course, Zala with the single file restarts has the ability to choose which side of the racetrack he wishes to restart on. If he allows a lane to the outside, though, could be intriguing to see his drivers behind try to time it. as the field comes to the restart zone, and this time across the stripe will go one lap over at least, and lights are out on the safety vehicle. I think we're going to the completion of lap 123, which would be 3 laps over. And so it's Jacob Zala leading over Trevor Williams, Danny Dow, Dylan Godinez, Michael Lepicki, Michael Madden, Wally Babb, Troy Techmeyer, Blair Holloman, Zachary Hines. Behind that is Dan Park, Andrew Harris, Matthew Greathouse, Ben Park, Brent Gwynn, Nicholas Lawrence, James Jackson, Spencer Brown, Jeffrey Vickery, Walt Lepicki, Jason Kratke, Sean Griffith, and Sean Corcoran, the 23 drivers on the lead lap. In the pit, Sean Kozier, Derek De Silva out of the race, Austin DeLong, Bruce Amston, Jason Tripp, Jeffrey Ratke, and Jose Castellanos. Overtime here from Rockingham, the 15th restart on the day and the 16th start on the day. Jacob Zala brings the field to the restart zone, and racing commences once again from Varrock. Overtime here from Rockingham. Zala's got a 0.3 of a second advantage heading into the corner.
And we've got Mike Lepicki around, and we're going to have another caution on the day, bringing our total to 16.
16th caution on the evening. Our Las Vegas race winner gone around. See what happened then to Mike Lepicki. Looks like a little contact there with Michael Madden. Others will get involved as well. We'll take this one back to the restart. If you look overhead.
Yeah, Mike was laying pretty far back from
Yeah.
the trucks in front, trying to get as good of a restart as he can within what the admins will allow.
He allowed Michael Madden to get to the outside there. Big hits there for Greathouse, Zachary Hines, and Spencer Brown in this incident as well. Not sure why Mike was that far off of the car in front. I don't believe that would have given him much of an advantage, especially when he didn't get that great of a start. This is on board from Michael Madden, who gets a good start on Michael Lepicki. Jump to the outside, all within reason, and that's unfortunate. An aggressive move for sure from Michael Madden, but it is overtime.
Yeah, it's go time now. You have to take every single hole that you get, as long as the truck will fit in it, and you're not going to take somebody out there getting a better restart than the 22 truck did. He jumps to the outside, and Mike closes the door as he's already there, and they wreck.
Little late there to the defense. And Spencer Brown is going to go a lap down. And Greathouse is behind him. So we're looking now at 21 trucks on the lead lap. For our second attempt at overtime, we're now working lap 125. Of the scheduled 120.
Yeah, this race has definitely turned into a race of attrition. Everybody, it seems like, just outside the top 10 is all just interchanging positions with each other as everybody continues to get involved into incidents, go down, repair the truck, and then repeat the cycle again.
Yeah, at this point, I can't blame the drivers for being that aggressive, like Michael Madden. I mean, you sat under caution for the last 50, 60 laps. You know, it's go time. Now it's an overtime restart. There's a spot open in front of you. That's just gonna happen. And well, within the reason, I think most of these drivers now getting a little antsy, and rightfully so. Just trying to get some racing action. Now on the 126th lap of this 120 lap race. Lights are out on the safety vehicle. We're going to lap 128.
Yeah, we've been under caution almost constantly since about lap 90. All of these drivers haven't really had an opportunity to go get a lot of positions on these restarts, so you kind of got to make the most of them and really be aggressive early, and that's led to a lot of our accidents.
Now, the thing was, last restart, Jacob got a great start. Now, Trevor Williams has had one single file restart now behind the 25 machine. Is there a chance now to improve upon that? Or is Jacob going to be able to change it up? Is there much to change up here for a single file restart? I guess that remains to be seen.
Well, we're going to find out here, Emerson.
VIRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety in the pit lane. Racing once again in our second overtime attempt from Rockingham. Zala gets out to a 2/10 of a second advantage down the back straightaway. Trevor Williams, he's got to be able to send it here if he's going to have a chance on the white. Off of turn number 4, Jacob Zala takes the white flag, but Williams is there on the back bumper. Through turns 1 and 2, Jacob trying to make the rear end of his truck all wide as he can. And into turns 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. Jacob Zala will come off of turn 4 for the second time this season and win here in the Speed Racing Network Fiverr Truck Series from Rockingham.
A fantastic result from Jacob Zala. Kept that truck clean all day long. I don't think there's a single scratch on that thing, and he's going to go to victory lane here tonight.
Absolutely. Jacob Zala is our driver sitting in EPI victory lane. And with reason to celebrate here on the front straightaway. The driver out of Bird Dog Racing, celebrating his second victory on the season. And so Jacob Zala brings it to a halt there on the apron there, getting ready to speak to our race winner tonight. For the second time this season, it is Jacob Zala then the race winner. And this time it's done at Rockingham. Jacob, I know it's been a long time since your victory at Sonoma. It's been a lot of bad luck you've had to fight through, but you got the second place finish last week. Was last week that second place finish the sign that better things were to come, or was it just your execution today that really put on display?
Honestly, I think it was, and I think the real main factor was Matthew Greathouse's unfortunate when he hit. I don't know who he hit, but he hit someone on the top side there. I think that's what really did it for me.
Yeah, that was a quite unfortunate incident for Matthew Greathouse, the leader, but nonetheless, nothing to diminish your speed tonight here, Jacob. You were inside the top 10 all day, to qualifying in the 8th position from the 4th row, and never really looked back. Now with the podium last week and the win this week, heading into Phoenix, just one race left before the playoffs, trying to put yourself as a prime contender here in the Speed Race Network Fiverr Truck Series. How do you feel about your chances now, getting that second win under your belt, both at tracks that require a lot of driver skill?
I mean, I feel really good. Yeah, this track is tough, and my tush definitely thinks so, because my tush hurts really bad. But this track is one of the toughest tracks I've raced at. You know, I told the boys earlier on my team, you know, they call Darlington too tough to tame. Honestly, I feel like this track should be called too tough to tame, because this track is worse than Darlington, in my opinion. But I feel really good about our run. I feel really good about how I will stack up in these playoffs. I felt slow early on, so to get the win, I was really surprised.
Well, Jacob, finally looks like the season turning around for you a little bit here, just past the halfway point. Second last week, a win today. Looking to keep the momentum up next week into Phoenix. How do you feel about your chances there?
I mean, I love Phoenix. I feel like we have a good shot. We always run up front there at Phoenix, so I think we have a good shot. Trevor definitely is really fast there too, so it's definitely gonna be a battle between him and I. If that is the case, if we don't get in any mishaps or anything like that.
Right on. Well, Jacob, congratulations on your second win on the season. Best luck to you at Phoenix and the rest of the season.
Oh, well, first I would like to thank, before we go, I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Bird Dog Racing Components, um, all my teammates, Bird Dog Racing, at Bird Dog Racing, my dad, for sure. It's his birthday next week, next Thursday, or Wednesday, sorry. So our race will fall before his, so a happy early birthday to him. And definitely Bobby Anderson. He's been going through a lot of health issues with our team. So glad he's all right. And then the whole JBR team on their next races as well.
Absolutely. Shout out to Jay Zolid and happy birthday next week. That's his birthday's just one day before mine. But
hey, there we go.
Yep. Tell your dad happy birthday then, Jacob. And yeah, best luck to the rest of the season, man.
Yep, thank you.
That's driver of the number 25, Jacob Zolivan, our race winner tonight here at the Rock. Max, there's two sides to every story. This one was Trevor Williams. He tried, he probably had the speed, but just was not able to get the opportunity to do so. And he ends up with the second place finish tonight, Jacob.
Yeah, comes home just one spot short in that one truck. It was real fast all night long. Trevor, do you think there's anything that you could have done differently if we didn't have those cautions to maybe go challenge Jacob Zala for this win?
If we didn't have the cautions, yes, 100%. I think there's a lot I could have done or at least tried. One of my favorite tracks definitely was fast. I would have loved the opportunity to have a long run there at the end and seen, who could have saved tires better or whatever, just a chance to race,
Yeah, you
I
certainly
don't really
did
know what else to say.
Yeah, there's not much to say really. We only really had a 4-lap run there or so for you to challenge him for the top position, and that's about as long as it got. But you showed a lot of speed early. What was the secret to it?
Man, like I said, I love this place. I love these tracks. That are a little bit different, technical, the driver's track kind of thing. These are always been my favorites. I was kind of worried I put myself in a hole there early. I thought I timed the original start pretty decent, but with this being an older track and not used to the restart zone, it kind of has weird timing zones. So had a little setback there, but was able to get the lucky dog and jump right back into it way earlier than I thought I would. And I mean, I honestly thought I had a chance to win. Honestly, I thought that Matt Greathouse and Jake Zala and I were going to have a really good race if we could have ever gone green.
Yeah, that was a fantastic recovery from you. I completely forgot that you had to come down pit road on lap 1 of this race. And then tell me about your strategy to kind of get your track position back.
Yeah, so I went down pit road. I came out, I was like maybe a little bit ahead of mid pack. I think I was in between like 10th and 11th. I just planned on riding. I knew we had the stage caution coming up. I figured I'd be the lucky dog. And then we had a caution there, I think lap 16. Got the lucky dog. Then we had another quick caution, and I realized that if I went down and got tires and fuel, it was only going to be maybe a 2 or 3 lap run before everybody else had to pit. So I knew that if nobody else went down, which they did, I think Ben Park and I, maybe a couple other, Jeff Vickery, a couple of us went down, and it just catapulted us to the front. And just like that, I was right back in it. I was excited. Like I said, I know Matt was really fast, and Zala, he had speed too. So at that point in the race, when I got back to the front, I was really excited about what was to come.
Yeah, I have to say, I really liked that strategy call at the stage end to get your track position back. I'm sure you're going to be a little disappointed with a second place finish, but it could be so much worse for you.
Yeah, for sure. We'll take it. Just want to thank you guys for, I'm sure as excruciating as it was for me, it had been just as bad for you guys. So thank you guys for still being here at the end of the night and putting the show on. And, you know, my wife and kids that were watching and my dad and my buddies that were watching tonight. Just hopefully next week's better.
Well, Trevor, best of luck to you next week and hope you can go one spot better.
Thank you, Max.
That was driver of the number 1 machine, Trevor Williams, a 2-time winner this season. Currently our 3rd seed in the playoffs now as a result of Jacob Zala's victory here at Rockingham. And we get the opportunity to talk to our 3rd place finisher. And the second time I get to talk to you, Danny. Another great run for you, man. You're trying to point your way into the playoffs, man. You got the right stuff heading your way.
Man, yeah, we turned a lot of laps this week. Just qualified horribly. I had top 5 truck probably to qualify, and I just stepped on it trying to push too hard and got real loose and put me back in like 24th, 25th, and then come up through there and just really kind of took my time the first part of the race. And then, man, there were some incidents where it looked to me like Harris got loose. Maybe it was net code, I don't know. And then I did get into him after he got a little loose. So, I mean, I apologize for it, but it doesn't make it right. But I didn't do it intentionally, and hopefully he knows that. But it seems like he didn't, because he was mad after the race and wanted to hit me on pit road. But it is what it is. Like I said, I typically don't race to take somebody out, and if you're faster than me, I'll give you the position. But like I said, I just didn't feel like I did anything wrong there. Just one of them racing deals.
Absolutely. And Danny, tonight was very hectic for everyone tonight. I think there was a lot of this up and down the running order. I don't think anything should be taken too seriously with just the way that tonight went. But for yourself, what you can't take seriously is some serious speed you're bringing with this number 2 Sparkle and Shine machine out of High Temp Rev Racing. Great runs now coming to the cut here with the playoffs. What do you think about your chances heading into Phoenix to maybe, just maybe, be able to get your way in there?
We're going to give it all we got. It's going to be a fight, and there's going to be some things that have to happen, but it's probably a little too late. But I'm going to give it my all, and we'll see where we end up.
As you should, Danny Dow. It's been a pleasure to get the opportunity to speak with you this season, but hopefully we're not done, Danny. Congratulations on a 3rd place finish here tonight at Rockingham. Best luck to you at Phoenix as you try to make yourself a playoff driver.
Good night. Appreciate all y'all do.
Sir, and that was driver of the number 2, Danny Dow. Always a pleasure to talk to Danny, one of the longtime members here at Speed Race Never, even back before when it was called Mid-South Madness. Danny Dow, one of the mainstays here at SRN, and a great driver on the track, and somebody that again finds himself right in that fight right around the cut line. And Max, those points, that is going to be something else. Especially to factor in all the drops that are going to be soon to come to Jonathan Byer and his admin team. They're going to have a lot to process as we head to Phoenix next week. That being said, Max, though, we do have some race results to go over tonight, and I think it's time we head down to our race results page, and there they are up on your screen. It's Jacobs Olivenvo, race winner for the 2nd time this season, picking up a victory here, this time at Rockingham. Second, it'll be Trevor C. Williams, who was in search of his 3rd victory on the season. He'll come up 1 spot short. Danny Dow will finish 3rd via another podium to his credit. Dylan Godinez, a driver who really needed a win to get himself into the playoffs, so get a good points day with a 4th place finish. Will it be enough? We'll find out then next week at Phoenix. Michael Madden will then come home in 5th. Wally Babb 6th. Troy Techmeyer 7th. Blair Holloman 8th. Last season champion Ben Park, after a wild and someone may maybe say horrific day, Ben Park somehow will emerge with a top 10. Andrew Harris 11th. Dan Park right ahead of Ben there in 11th. Sorry, Max, go for it.
Yeah, Jeffrey Vickery in 12th, Nicholas Lawrence in 13th, James Jackson 14th, Jason Kratky 15th, Brett Gwynn comes home 16th. Zachary Hines comes home 17th. Trying to read as Emerson's scrolling on me here. Mike Lepicki, we saw him involved in one of those later accidents. He'll come home 18th. Sean Corcoran and Sean Griffith will round out your top 20.
And to round out the field this evening, our 30 truck field, Walt Lepicki will finish 21st, last truck on the lead lap. Heartbreakers Road then starts at Spencer Brown, 1 lap off the pace. Matthew Greathouse 23rd, 6 laps down. Sean Kozier 24th, 18 laps down. Derek De Silva 25th, 22 laps down, 1 lap ahead of Austin DeLong 26th, who's 23 laps off the pace. Bruce Amson does not bring it home. He'll finish 27th, 29 laps down. Jason Tripp 28th, 31 laps off the pace at that pit lane mishap. Jeffrey Ratke finishes 29, 43 laps off the pace, and Jose Castellanos, our first retirement tonight, with a heavy outside wall impact in turn number 3, finishes 30th, 70 laps off the pace. A wild night for sure tonight here at the Rock, Max, but maybe just what we should have expected. The way the short tracks have gone this season. What we did get was some good racing points, a lot of carnage, and a lot of chaos as we get ready to gear up for next week's race at Phoenix, the playoff cut race.
Yeah, really white two ends of the spectrum when you look at this race versus the first 60 laps and the last, 60 that turned into about 70. But hopefully looking forward to Phoenix as the regular season finale here. Can be a little bit cleaner of the day for these trucks, and hopefully we can see some interesting things going on around that cut line, as we always hope for with these broadcasts. You always want a little bit of action.
Absolutely. And, well, I think that'll do it for us here at The Rock. Of course, we can't forget all of our partners here at the Speed Racing Network. Of course, Fiverr, Glitch, and Zegros are our series partners doing all the heavy lifting on their respective days. Tonight, of course, the Fiverr Truck Series and Fiverr. All their work to help us out here at Speed Racing Network is greatly appreciated. Admin Box has been on your screen all day long, and Admin Box is our starting grid presenter. Of course, use code SRN-BOX, that is BOXX, for 10% off of your Admin Box purchases. Butt Kicker has been our commercial partner here at the Speed Racing Network, and of course, great messages from them each and every week. EPI, of course, with our Victory Lane presentation, and select lines with our incident replays this evening. If you made it to this point of the broadcast, of course, you are more than likely enjoying the content brought here at Speed Racing Network. Why don't you go ahead on our YouTube page, scroll down. If you see that big bright red button that says subscribe, click it and make it say subscribed. Help us reach our sub goal here at Speed Racing Network. We would greatly appreciate it. Of course, make sure while you're down there to check out what that join button means. You can become a Speed Racing Network premium member here on our YouTube channel. For $4.99 a month. You can get access to loyalty badges, custom emojis, exclusive wallpapers and photos, early access to new content, member shoutouts, members only live chat, and priority reply to comments. To join, of course, you can click that join button right next to the subscribe button on our YouTube page. Again, $4.99 a month. You become a Speed Racing Network premium member on our YouTube channel. And so what a wild race it was here from The Rock. Our penultimate race on the regular season definitely brought the chaos. We had somewhere it was 16, 17 cautions tonight. A lot of chaos, a lot of action, and a driver who's had a lot of bad luck bring it home for a victory tonight. Then for his second win on the season, Jacob Zala getting the win tonight here at Rockingham. Thank you. That'll do it then from here from The Rock. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all at Speed Racing Network, I had Max Service alongside myself in the virtual booth. I am Emerson Arden. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night when a Glitch Truck Series keeps it rolling here from North Carolina, or next Tuesday night when the Fiverr trucks head to the Jewel in the desert.